Here we go. Good morning. This is Kathy L. Murphy, the Pulpwood Queen, and I'm here at my home at Murphy's Law in the East Texas Piney Woods, and just down the road from me is one of my best friends in the whole wide world who also happens to be an international author. Her name is Stephanie Chance, and she owns the most fabulous store that people come from all over the world to see called Decorate Ornate. She is an author. She's written 3 books. We both started our businesses 20 years ago, so we're celebrating that today. And I just wanted to share Stephanie with you because she's one of my dearest and best friends who also, when I was a student at the University of Texas, invited me to include my artwork in her gallery setting in her store in Gladewater, Texas. So without further ado, my best friend, Stephanie Chance. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning. I'm so excited to join you this morning. And I see that you are absolutely dripping in Italiano.
I am, bella, bellissimo.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Well, so are you. Tell us about this fabulous necklace. Like this one I got from, these are all gifts from Stephanie that I've gotten from Italy. And I just love, more is always better. But tell us about your fabulous necklace that you have on.
This is called ex voto. This is all handmade in Sicilia. And every one of these little ex votos are hand carved out of gold and silver, and the pearls are from the Mediterranean. They anyway, when I saw this, we were in Taormina, Italy, and I walked past one of my favorite little shops there, and I saw it in the window, and I just fell in love with it. And the next thing I know, I had to have it. But an ex voto, to those that don't really know what an ex voto is, when you're praying for something specific request, you take an ex voto, and they come in the most popular ones are the heart, but they come in every body form: the face, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the heart, the bambino, everything. And you lay it down at the feet of Jesus or a saint or Mary, and it's just a token of appreciation. You're asking, praying for specific request. And a lot of them that you will see will have GR, means grace received after an answered prayer, or PGR. And I've got a collection of them in my prayer room. But anyway, I love them.
Well, the wonderful thing about Stephanie Chance is she's like an angel to me. You may not be able to see it, the halo over her head, but there is a halo. But she is in her fabulous home that is filled with all these treasures from her travels to Italy and beyond. And I have gone, she runs Decorate Ornate tours, and I've gone on her trips with my Pulpwood Queens, and it spoils you for life, everybody. Because once you go on one of Stephanie's trips, you don't want to go any other way because it's first class. And you literally get on the airplane, and then you don't have to worry about a thing until you get home. Everything is taken care of. They're fairy tale adventures to places you wouldn't normally go in Italy, because you have 2 Italians that work with you on these tours. You have Tony and Nino. Tell us about your Decorate Ornate tours.
Yes. 20 years ago, well, actually going on 21 years ago, when I left my life of law, after being in the law office for 20 years, I started this business called Decorate Ornate. Bought a building downtown Gladewater, which is the antique capital of East Texas, and made a trip, just my daughter and I, and we stayed in Italy with friends and family, and just started buying stuff. I started buying old castle doors and architectural pieces and beautiful handcrafted, hand-woven tapestries. Stayed a week, shipped a container back. Then I left Italy after a week and went to France, and flew into Paris, and then went to what we call the Klingen Court, or the Pujas Market, and my daughter couldn't hang with me, so she didn't go most mornings. I was by myself. But
I'd
anyway,
go with you any day.
yeah, I shipped back a whole container too. And this building that I had purchased on Main Street, when the container arrived, 2 containers, it filled the store up from floor to ceiling. And so and it just took off. I absolutely fell in love. And the next thing I know, the Americans are asking me to take them with me. And I said, it's a buying trip. And they said, we don't care. We just want to go. So I called Tony. Tony is like my papa. He's born and raised in Sicily. He's like a brother, a papa. And I told him, I said, the Americanas are wanting to come on tours. So let's start tours. Let's start bringing them over. Not a buying trip, but just a magical place. And I want to take them to all the fairy tale places that I've experienced throughout my life, and places that my granddaddy has talked about, Bangladesh, places that are off the tourist paths. So in May of 2000, we took our first group. I took, I think, 12 or 13 people. That same group, they said, please bring us back in the fall. So now that same group of people come back the same year. Over 20 years ago, we did 2 with the same people. And some of those same people are still traveling with us, still going with us. We've got one lady that goes on every single tour. We always do 2, sometimes 3 a year. And this is the first time in 21 years that we're not in Italy because of the pandemic, that we've moved all of our trips for next year. So after all these Americans get in the most hair-raising situations, including the famous Kathy L. Murphy Pulpwood Queen, I just, I love to write. Being a paralegal, I love to write. So I started, it's forever frozen in my mind, the happenings. But people started saying, Stephanie, you've got to put this in a book. You've got to write about it. And I did. I wrote the first book, which was Mamma Mia, Americans Invade Italy. If you can see that.
Yes.
But anyway, I wrote, and that's the first book with all the juicy details. And it's true. Everything is true. And then the second book, which is the new one this year, is the one that Kathy is in quite a few chapters. And if you want to read about what Kathy experienced, what she got into, you'll have to read it. It's quite scandalous. It's quite hair-raising. And along on my tours, everywhere we go in the beautiful villages, there's beautiful things to purchase, like the earrings here. Kathy is dripping in her beautiful earrings and necklace and beautiful top, all hand woven and made in Italy by the locals. And when they make their earrings and stuff, they hand beat them. I mean, it's amazing. They take such pride in their creations. And it's funny to see Kathy, when we arrive in the little villages, her eyes will zoom in. She can find the most amazing places to shop and come back in no time with bagfuls. And when we get up back on the bus or that evening, she'll be just dripping beautiful things with the scarves. And we're like, where did you find that? We didn't see that. And she said, that little shop down the alley. I just kind of wandered off and found it.
I tell you, I go to Sorrento, I buy scarves, I buy wonderful things, including these little inlaid boxes. Every time I go, I get these little inlaid boxes. And I have a photo album, and I even have, this is the coolest thing, that it's kind of known for, their inlaid wood pieces from tables to everything. But this is a music box.
Yes.
And what is amazing about it is on almost everything that I've purchased from Italy is all signed by the artists. And you took us to the place, the art studios where they make the icons for the Vatican. And so I bought a bunch of wonderful, beautiful icons with Jesus, and they have the sterling silver pieces over them. And yes, that is exactly. And so I have small collections. Stephanie has these large collections, but her wonderful book, Beautiful Seductions, which just to get, you know, I'm just a small town kid from Eureka, Kansas. To be able to go to these places that I never dreamed, that I read about in all of these books and in Stephanie's book, which was a Pulpwood Queen book club selection, and her new book will be our December pick. I have to tell you, she goes all over Europe, not just Italy. We were able to go to Greece, and we've been to short stint in Germany, but you go up to Lake Como, you've gone into, haven't you gone into Morocco or in some, what are some of the other countries?
We go everywhere. We do Switzerland quite often. When we go up to Lake Como to northern Italy, we do a lot of surprises. So when people ask for the itinerary, I'm hesitant, because I'm like, we don't go by an itinerary. Once we get on the bus, if we're wandering, you know, and somebody sees something like artists, you know, they're like, stop, look at the castle, look at the poppies, look at the sunflowers. We will veer off, or to castles or villas. So yes, when we go to Lake Como, there's one surprise, and I'm going to reveal it when we go there.
I haven't been there yet. I have not been there, so that's
You're going. We do like after breakfast every morning. Well, we take off. Nino's my little bambino, my driver, and whoever wants to stay in the village and do their own thing are welcome to do it. Me do. But I always say, go with me, because you never know where we're going to end up, what we're going to get into. We may go to family's house for lunch or whatever. And when we get to Lake Como, after breakfast, whoever wants to hop in with us, tell everybody on the microphone. And I said, guess where we're going today? Well, nobody knows, because it's on the itinerary. I said, about 40 minutes, we're going to be arriving across the border to Switzerland. So we go to Switzerland for the day, and Lugano, and just beautiful places. And then last year or year before, we went to Budapest, to Prague, Austria, Vienna.
I've got to go there.
And we went to the opera, in the Vienna Opera, which I've been there, I think, 8 times now. But we do we go to Greece. We go off, and Kathy is in this book, a whole chapter of Greece. And when we say we go to Greece, I mean, we take our bus, our beautiful Mercedes bus, into Greece with us. We don't go by ship. We have to drive our bus underneath the ship over into Bari, Italy, to get to Greece. But once we arrive, then we drive to the place called Matoria, and that's where Kathy's talking about, where she purchased her beautiful icon, where the Greek Orthodox monks are hand carving the wood and hand painting the icons. And this one is Saint Nicholas. And Saint Nicholas, it's all, you know, they have their autograph, and they always paint the symbol in Greek. And they're very, these are very collectible. The Vatican, the most of the icons that are in the Vatican come from these monasteries of the monks that we went to. And I'm drawn to St. Nicholas. When we go, before we catch drive our bus under the ship, we go to Bari, B-A-R-I, Bari, Italy. And that's where St. Nicholas is buried, in the beautiful Basilica of St. Nicola. And
in your latest book that we're going to be talking about in December, you really go even more in depth into all the history of the religions and different things, which I love, because I've been for some time been studying the world religions, and I am fascinated with the basilicas and the churches. But when we went to Greece, we went into a little one of her favorite pottery places, and at dinner that night, there I am with my friend Margie Dilday. We went total Greece. I mean, we did the scarf thing.
Yeah.
And as you can see, Stephanie's got her scarf on. And there is, we actually, everybody got to have dinner with the Count in Italy. And that was an experience. And he's since passed. So that was something that I'll truly treasure, is watching Margie dance with the Count. That was pretty incredible. So, you know, I cannot recommend, it is the Pulpwood Queen endorsed official travel agency is Stephanie Chance. You have to go on her tours. I'm saving up. You know, when I was going to college and Stephanie was supporting my art in such a way, you know, I spent a lot of my money, but I couldn't go the year they were, you know, after I graduated, because I had pretty much tapped out my resources. So I painted a painting called Dreaming of Italy because of all the times I'd gone with Stephanie. And this is not the original, but this is a little glass tray that I do with shopvita.com. But this is my painting of the Mona Lisa. I call it Dreaming of Italy. And you have to look at it in person. It's now owned by Margie Dilday, who lives in West Monroe, Louisiana. But I am so inspired by the trips that I've done a lot of paintings based on things that I've seen there. So I just can't thank you enough, Stephanie. But we are about to talk about, too, not only your wonderful books, your fabulous tours, your incredible store, you know, and you can buy the books there. You guys have to go and she'll autograph them. But we're about to talk about something that you've been doing every year that I've been coming, I don't even know how many years to. So let's talk about what's coming up November 14th.
Kathy, before we switch, I just want to say Mona Lisa that you painted. Mona Lisa is from Florence, Italy, Florence, Italy. And another place that we go to usually every other year is France. We go to all over Provence, and we go and stay in the monastery where Mary Magdalene is buried, and then on the French Riviera all the way up into we're going to Avignon. My next tour will be in Avignon. We'll be all over Barcelona, France, and Italy. But anyway, it just, when you showed the Mona Lisa, I immediately think of the little pathway to where Mona Lisa lived. She was an actual person that lived in Florence, Italy. So now, speaking of what you're talking about, is our annual Christmas open house that Kathy has been coming to. She showcases her beautiful art and all of her beautiful creations, her pillows, her throws, her beautiful jackets and shawls that she brings, her scarves, is all going to be there November 14th. So every year when I start decorating my house first. That's my birthday. So every year, like clockwork, I bring out all the Christmas decor and start dressing the house. And I always like to get something that inspires me. And this is my little friend, the Nutcracker. And he has been showcased every single year. He's got his little wooden boots on, and he his mouth, you know, opens and closes.
I love it.
But anyway, he's dressed in his little regal outfit.
Oh my gosh, beautiful.
But he sits in the front, he is seated in the front entrance that greets all my guests. And I think he may show up this year at our Christmas Decorate Ornate open house, and all of downtown will be open. The shops will be open at 5 p.m. So be sure and come. Santa Claus, Rudolph will be there. The shops will be giving food to everyone. And we just have so much fun. Katie is a bright ray of sunshine every year. We have so many fans that line the streets wanting to meet Kathy, wanting to get her autograph, wanting to see all of her beautiful creations. So I've already had so many people asking, will the Pulpwood Queen be there? We want to be Pulpwood Queen. And I'm like, yes. And go into the building, the adjacent building here, and see her and purchase her beautiful art. So I'm excited. I'm
Well, I'm going
excited.
to show one of my newest works, and I'm doing a whole series about my woodland finds. And this one actually is a personal piece, but this is what I'm working on the series now. I've got one already in our store, but if you look up
Beautiful.
close, these are all my forest finds that I have dried, preserved, and,
Oh,
and, and created. These are real mushrooms. These are real butterflies and moss. These are real pine cones from my forest of where I live that I debug, seal, and dry so that I can mount them on this. The print is not mine. It's one I found on my recent travels back to Kansas that I love because it says, you know, if I'd rather be in a forest than a street. And that's the traveler wanderer in me. But I have a mirror that's in the shop, and I'll be bringing more. So I also have another special announcement about our November 14th event. What I've forgotten, Stephanie, is that is the night of my Pulpwood Queen Film Club. So as long as you have Wi-Fi, we're going to do a live Zoom meeting at Decorate Ornate with one of the top beauty industry iconic people, innovators, Jim Markham for Big Lucky, because Jim was brought onto the set of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, as a consultant, because I don't know if you all are aware of this, but Jim Markham took over Jay Sebring's company because he was, along with all the others, Sharon Tate, he was one of those murdered in the Manson murders. And if you have not seen the film, I'm going to do the live shoot from your show, and then I'm going to ask everybody when they get back home to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that Jim Markham was a consultant on. So that just happens. This is the night of our Pulpwood Queen
that's
Film Club.
exciting.
I'm
That's
really excited
wonderful.
about it, and
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
it will be fun to bring that to the festival that you have every year for the holiday
Yeah.
open house. So
Yeah.
we have
And
lots of surprises, and you know, just like Stephanie, I like to be authentic. We don't plan anything, do we, Stephanie, other than the
no,
basic itinerary. And
spur of the moment.
when you go on her trips, you go, what are we doing today? And she goes, well, here's kind of where I thought we'd start, but you never know where you're going to end up. And I mean, once we had lunch in a castle where the Pope goes. He has his own bedroom that he stays in, and we were the only ones there, all 35 of us, at this big banquet table. And I'll never forget that. And I'll never forget going across that incredible bridge to go to that beautiful village where we went down into the caves. It's like, I don't even know how to describe this place. And it was rainy that day. And I remember Christy Borden and I were just, it was just magical. Even though it was rainy, we walked across this long bridge. You've got the picture right by your, on your desk at your shop of where we went. And that was probably some of the best food I've ever had, so fresh, and the best company. But the girls and guys I travel with have become friends for life. And we all get together every December, usually at some time. But this year, everything's kind of been thrown amiss. So, but tell us anything in particular that you want to showcase that you've got going on in the store for Christmas. I mean, besides
Oh,
your
goodness.
regular things.
Yeah, it's everything is coming in kind of slowly. Well, I had just a lot of stuff that has arrived, but people are excited this year about Christmas. They're excited about decorating. People are ready. You wouldn't believe the people that are putting their Christmas trees up November 1st. They are getting ready. They're adding Thanksgiving in with Christmas, and they're just making their house magical, magical. And I mean, that's what I've always said. Surround yourself with the things that you truly love. When you walk into your home, it should be the most beautiful and the most magical place in the world. It should showcase and reflect who you are. At my house, when you walk in, when Tony, they usually arrive every year. This is the first year they won't be here, but every year when they arrive, through the front door, Tony goes, Mamma Mia. He goes, we are in the church, you know, when he crosses himself, you know, because it's dangling everywhere with things, relics and things that I found on my trips that pertain to the church. It's stuff that I love, exposed icons, whatever. And and when you walk into Kathy's house, you immediately, it just reflects Kathy. Everything that you know of Kathy, the nature, the color, just beautiful jewel tones. I call it a jewelry box. It's like a jewel box.
You're sweet.
And that's what your home should reflect. And so the shop is right now, it's Christmas everywhere. We've got, I just got in the little ornaments from Budapest that I ordered, and they're hand painted, shipped
I've
back.
got to get over. I love that.
They're called Monteruscas, hand painted. I've got beautiful velvet pillows coming from Italy with the Swarovski crystals. Those have not arrived yet. I've got a beautiful angel. I think it's about 5 feet tall that I shipped back, and I keep anticipating that every week. It has not arrived yet. I got in the angel candelabras that are about like that this week. So I've got so much stuff coming, but people are buying early. People are dropping in, and they just, you know, they've heard me preach this for 21 years now. Make your house beautiful. When your family walks through the door, make them feel like, oh, I'm home. I just, you know, I love, you can sit down and you can truly love what you see because you're surrounded by the things you love. Don't decorate your home with someone else what they love. Do it to reflect the queen of the castle. And you are the queen of your own castle, the king and queen. So that's what I always encourage people to do. And I love to decorate. I'm getting ready right now for a wedding shower. We're doing a big wedding shower here. That's a Christmas wedding shower. And immediately, as Tony says, mediocrely, after that, everything will be Christmas. And Kathy, the Pulpwood Queen, will be here and showcasing parts of the house for Christmas to show y'all what I love, you know, the things, a little bit of my prayer room and stuff, and the things that I love and collect. Oh, Kathy, on the tours, I've never taken over 28 people. We cut it off at 28 people.
Oh, okay.
And the magical place you were talking about is the little place hidden in Tuscany where you walk across the bridge. Yes. And you're in a fairy tale world.
Oh man!
In Italy, they do what they call presepias. Presepias are the nativity. Presepia in Italian means nativity. And in Napoli, southern Italy, you go down into the heart of Napoli, and that's where all the artisans are. They are in their little studios, and you can go in and watch them. And they pick up the pieces of clay, and they'll form the head of Mary and Joseph, baby Jesus. And when they do their nativity, it's not like ours. They do the baker baking the bread. They showcase the whole thing.
Community.
And yeah, and it's beautiful. And that's what they do. And they set their presepia out early, and they start celebrating all the way to January the 8th, I believe.
Well,
but anyway, I'm excited. I'm ready for Christmas.
I know you are. It's my favorite time of the year. But one of my favorite trips I did with Stephanie is we went on the Amalfi Coast, and I picked up this book. But you cannot believe, I remember as we went around this hairpin turn, we stopped before we went down into one of these places, and there was a little vendor selling limoncello on like snow cones. And the lemons in Sorrento. They're like this big. They're huge. And my sole goal is to, I've got 3 olive trees growing on my property now. So I'm getting ready. I'm looking for a lemon tree because I love the Mediterranean cooking that you see, the Italian cooking. Everything's fresh from their gardens, and you will never eat better. You all think, you know, most of the time you go on vacation, you gain weight. Well, I did not. I lost weight on Stephanie's trips because we do so much walking. So, and I love it. I mean, everywhere you look, it's a picture taking moment. So I have albums this stacked this tall filled with all the photos from our trips with Stephanie, and I'm hoping that we'll get to go soon. Hope this COVID gets over. But so I'm going to come over earlier, Stephanie, because I'm going to have to get everything set up for that. So I'll probably stay inside in the gallery until once I get everything set up for the view, and anybody can walk in and participate. But I then will immediately go back out and be outside with the people. The wonderful thing about Stephanie's store is it's automatically social distancing because her store is so packed that you have to literally single file go through all the places. So we're really careful when we do these events that, you know, if you're inside, mask up, but most of the events outside. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. I'm outside under the, got a huge area outside with the roof, the lights, and the shops are all, it's not a mall. It's all antique store shops, walking, you're distancing yourself. And also when you come into Decorate Ornate, the minute you step inside, it doesn't take long. I had a family of 4 in yesterday and they all got lost. They said, how do we get out of here? Where are you? And so, and then it goes out to the adjacent building where Kathy's art is and Brenda Brannon's art. And so it's, you're distancing yourself. You can bring your mask, wear your mask, your gloves, whatever. We just ask that you come and have a magical time, meet Kathy. And this is so exciting that you're going to be on Zoom and with celebrities. I mean, you never know with Kathy. She's like me, where you just never know what the next surprise is going to be. So it's exciting.
Isn't that what life is all about? Is the surprises, the you know, serendipitous moments, the times that we're creating memories together. Because whenever I'm feeling a little blue, I grab my mask, hop in my FJ Cruiser, and I just drive to Stephanie's shop because I'm always going to meet people I know, meet new people from around the world. I've met people from Germany and all over the place, and Californians and Arizonians that come in to a lot of decorators shop in your store. And it's always a fun time. So make your life magical with these moments. Come to Decorate Ornate, November 14th, Saturday. I will be there in the, you know, probably get there in the afternoon, and we will just have a wonderful time together. Get your books autographed by Stephanie. I know that her Mama Mia books are both on our list, so you definitely want to get these signed. And if you need something great to read during this time of social distancing, you are going to laugh your head off on some of these things. The first book has a woman. I have to tell this story because you just can't believe it. The first book has a woman in it who was so worried she was going to get pickpocketed that she put her money in I guess a baggie or something in her crotch. And she forgot about it when she went to the bathroom. And she flushed it down. So you won't believe it. You've got to read these stories. They're all true. And you know, I've always said that truth is more unbelievable than fiction. Fiction, everybody always thinks it's the truth. So read Stephanie's books, and she'll be back again when we do our Pulpwood Queen online book club, because we'll be talking about her December pick, which is her new books, Sinner, Saints, and Escapades, which is fabulous. And you know, I'm thrilled that I'm in these books, and I have to say, the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to let Stephanie talk, is that in this life, people are brought into your world. I heard about Stephanie, and I invited her to come in and do a program for my local Rotary Club about her first book. And our paths have been running parallel with each other on so many things. She's going internationally, I'm going nationally. We both have books. We both started our business at the same time. But I can tell you that the Pulpwood Queen authors like Stephanie Chance are the most wonderful people in the world, and I'm happy to share their stories. So come and learn Stephanie's story. Come and see her shop. You won't believe it. So now, last words from you, Stephanie, as we continue on for our day. You're going to work, and I've got another Zoom tonight. So what do you got going on?
I'm shortly going to leave in about 15 minutes to the shop, decorate Ornate, and it's been a privilege. It's always a privilege. We have so much fun when Kathy and I get together. It's just, we have so much fun. We both love life. We love adventure. We love traveling. We love art. We just have so much in common. We love people, and we're just down to earth. There's no pretense. It's, you get what you see. I'm just me.
But
And
we
Kathy,
like to dress up. We like to
and
glam
we
it up.
love dress. I love fashion. There's no one in the world besides Kathy that I know of that loves fashion as much as I do. I can play in my closet all day and in my house, and enjoy it and love it. And it's a privilege. I love you, Kathy. Thank you so much. You're so genuine, and I truly love you with all my heart. And it's such a privilege. God directs our paths, and it's amazing how God directs our paths together. And we just have fun. And I just encourage everybody to celebrate life, enjoy life, make lemonade out of, if you are experiencing lemons right now. And I know we've gone through a tough year,
Speaking
but
of lemonade,
find the good in everything. Breathless bubbles.
we're creating
Bubbles
breathless
and
moments. Yes, we are. Breathless Wines is the award-winning wine in Sonoma, California, that is pairing our books, like Stephanie's Book of the Month, in gift boxes for gift giving for the holiday season. So you can order Stephanie's book, Mamma Mia, paired with the wine, because she's our December Book of the Month. And all of our 12 books you can order, and they also create recipes. What's wonderful, I will tell you, is tomorrow I'm going to be taking you to Sonoma, California to visit Breathless Wines. It will not air until the afternoon because they've got some wonderful things planned at the winery. They were just featured in Forbes magazine, and they also just won Winery of the Year. And then Saturday morning, Rebecca Rosenblum, another one of our authors in California, is going to take us on a tour, a walking tour of the vineyards themselves. So, you know, whether you get your wine, think of Breathless Wines, because they support us and we support them. It's wonderful to pair with, excellence in everything. The best books, the best wine, the best trips. It's living the dream, everybody. So live your dream. See my post today on Kathy L. Murphy, Facebook.com. And I will be posting this on the Kathy L. Murphy channel on YouTube after it downloads. So God bless you, Stephanie.
ciao. Arrivederci.
I know. Arrivederci.
See you
Tell
soon.
Tony is having knee replacement surgery, so we've been praying for him. It was past due, so is he doing okay? Everything good?
Yes, Tony had knee surgery Monday, and he said to all of our Americanas, get ready, because when that plane lands we'll be arriving in Barcelona, he's going to dance with everybody. And let me tell you, Tony can dance. He can dance. He can twirl you around in the air. It's amazing.
Oh, well, my gosh, that's something. But Tony was a former Italian movie star, so international star, and he is a trip, you all. So tell Tony, get well soon, from Kathy L. Murphy and the Pulpwood Queen International Book Club Reading Nation. So bye, Stephanie. I will
Ciao,
be
ciao,
seeing you
ciao.
soon. And a happy birthday coming up November 1st. We're celebrating.
Ciao,
So
ciao, ciao.
bye for now. Get your book.
Ciao, ciao,
I
ciao.
love you.
Love
Bye-bye.
you too. Ciao, ciao.